Have you ever heard of a city forgotten by time, shrouded in mystery and magic? In a realm where magic is as common as the air they breathe, there exists such a city. Its name is Aleron. Once upon a time, Aleron was a bustling metropolis, a shining beacon of knowledge and prosperity. Its towering spires and majestic architecture echoed the voice of a civilization long past, a remnant of a golden age. But as all golden ages do, this one too faded into the annals of time. Now Aleron stands abandoned, its streets empty, and its buildings crumbling into dust. The once mighty walls that held tales of glory are now covered in ivy, whispering stories of forgotten grandeur. The grand halls that once resonated with the sound of laughter and learning now echo only with the sound of the wind. Legends weave tales of a curse that fell upon Aleron, a curse that drove away its inhabitants and left it to decay in solitude. The city that once thrived with life now lay desolate, haunted by the spirits of its glorious past. Yet in the heart of this forgotten city, there's said to be hidden knowledge. Ancient tomes and arcane secrets are rumored to lay buried beneath its ruins. These aren't just any secrets, but the kind that could make or break civilizations, the kind that could turn the tides of time. Despite the warnings, the tales of the haunted city, and the ominous curse, there were a brave few who dared to venture into Aleron. Adventurers, scholars, treasure hunters, and mages, all lured by the allure of the city's hidden knowledge. Among these brave souls, a name stands out, a young mage named Elara. With courage in her heart and a glowing staff in her hand, she stood at the city's gates, undeterred by the tales of doom and gloom. Few dared to venture into Aleron, until one day, a young mage named Elara stood at the city's gates. And thus begins the tale of Elara and the forgotten city of Aleron. Elara, a young mage, had heard the tales of the city's hidden knowledge and was undeterred by the warnings. Thus begins our second chapter, where Elara, with courage in her heart and a staff in her hand, steps into the silent streets of Aleron. The air is thick with the taste of ancient magic, a tangy sweetness that tingles on her tongue. She ventures deeper into the city, her staff casting a warm glow that paints the crumbling facades in shades of amber. The once thriving marketplace, now a silent square, echoes with the whispers of the past. The spectral laughter of children playing, the hushed murmur of haggling merchants, the scent of fresh bread and spices, all seem to hang in the air, trapped in a moment of time. Elara feels a pull, a magnetic force that guides her through the labyrinth of empty streets and derelict buildings. It leads her to the heart of the city, where she discovers a hidden chamber. The stone door, heavy with age, gives way under the gentle push of her wand. The room inside is dark, but for the faint glow of mysterious symbols etched on the walls. In the heart of the chamber, bathed in a pool of moonlight, stands a pedestal. Upon it rests a crystal orb, pulsating with a light that seems to breathe life into the silent room. The orb's glow dances on the surface of the stone walls, making the ancient runes shimmer with forgotten stories. It's as if the very heart of Aleron resides within this orb, its lifeblood captured in a sphere of crystal. Elara steps closer, her heart pounding in her chest. The orb's light grows brighter, its rhythm matching her own heartbeat. It calls to her, a siren's song that resonates with the magic coursing through her veins. It's a call she cannot resist. Drawn to the orb's mystical light, Elara reached out to touch it. As her fingers brush against the cool surface of the crystal, a feeling of anticipation fills the air. What will this contact awaken? Only time will tell. And with that, we close this chapter, leaving you in anticipation for what comes next. As soon as her fingers made contact with the orb, the chamber began to shake and a voice echoed through the room. The voice, ancient and wise, seemed to be resonating from the very walls themselves, filling the space with an energy that was both awe-inspiring and slightly terrifying. "You have awakened the city's magic, young one," the voice murmured, its tone rich with an old wisdom that seemed to seep into Elara's very soul. "This power, the lifeblood of Aleron, has been dormant for centuries, waiting for one worthy to wield it." A chill ran down Elara's spine, but she stood her ground, her heart beating in sync with the pulsing energy of the orb. The voice continued, its tone growing stern. "But with great power comes great danger. This magic is a double-edged sword, capable of great wonders and great destruction. It can mend the broken and heal the sick, but it can also tear asunder and wreak havoc." A silence fell upon the chamber, the voice allowing its words to sink in. Elara, despite the fear gnawing at her, felt a spark of determination ignite within her. She had come this far, not to be deterred by the potential dangers, but to embrace the possibilities that lay before her. Finally, she spoke, her voice resounding with a newfound conviction. "I understand the risks," she stated, her gaze fixed on the glowing orb. "But I didn't come here to wield power for power's sake. I came to restore, to heal, to mend." The voice seemed to consider her words, as if weighing her intentions. "And what would you restore, young one?" it asked, curiosity lacing its ethereal tone. "I will use this power to restore the city to its former glory," Alara declared, her words echoing in the ancient chamber. "I will break the curse that plagues this land and bring light back to these darkened streets. This city will not be remembered as a forgotten relic, but as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of magic." And so, with a newfound purpose and the city's magic at her command, Alara was ready to face whatever lay ahead. The city of Aleron, once forgotten, was on the brink of a new dawn. With the city's magic at her command, Alara set to work. It was as if she were a conductor of a grand orchestra, her staff the baton guiding a symphony of restoration. The city of Aleron, once a silent ghost of its past, began to hum with activity and life. First, she turned her attention to the city's crumbling walls and buildings. With an elegant wave of her staff, the stones shifted and moved, guided by an unseen force. Buildings that once teetered on the brink of collapse straightened their backs, their facades gleaming as if freshly crafted. Walls, once marred by the cruel hand of time, stood tall and proud, their stones seamlessly knitting together as ivy retreated, revealing the grandeur of their original design. Next, Alara focused on the city's abandoned streets. Once desolate and empty, they began to bristle with the stirrings of life. The cobblestones, worn and cracked, mended themselves, fitting together like pieces of a long-forgotten puzzle. Fountains that had long gone dry sprang to life, their waters sparkling under the sunlight, while lush greenery slowly reclaimed the city, painting it with vibrant hues of life. But what is a city without its people? Alara knew that the buildings and streets were but an empty shell without the laughter and joy of its inhabitants, and so she reached out with her magic, sending a call to the winds. It was a message of hope and renewal, a beacon to those who had once called Aleron home. And they came. Slowly at first, then in droves, people from every corner of the realm, drawn by the promise of a new beginning. They filled the city's streets, their voices a chorus of life that echoed off the newly restored walls. The city of Aleron, once forgotten, was now alive with the bustle of everyday life. As the city blossomed once more, its people began to return, drawn by the promise of a new beginning. And so the forgotten city was forgotten no more. Thanks to the courage of one young mage, Aleron stood as a shining testament to the power of belief and the magic that dwells in each of us. Alara had saved the city of Aleron from its fate. With the city's magic at her command, she embarked on a grand restoration. The once crumbling walls were now sturdy and grand, standing tall against the test of time. The ancient buildings, once left to decay, were now brimming with life and vibrancy, their intricate designs a testament to the city's glorious past. Alara breathed life back into the city, her magic seeping into every brick, every stone, and every street. The city of Aleron, once a ghost town, was now teeming with life. The streets buzzed with activity, the laughter of children echoed through the air, and the city was alive once more. But Alara's greatest achievement was not just the physical restoration of the city, but the hope she instilled in its people. They returned to their city, drawn by the promise of a new beginning, a chance to rebuild their lives in the city they once called home. Alara's name echoed through the city's halls, her story told and retold, passed down through generations. She was revered as the city's greatest mage, a woman of immense power and wisdom who had used her magic to save their city. Her tale was etched in the annals of history, a timeless narrative of courage, resilience, and the power of magic. Today, the city of Aleron stands not as a forgotten relic of the past, but as a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of magic. It serves as a reminder of what can be achieved when one dares to believe in the potential of magic, the strength of courage, and the will to make a difference. Alara's legacy lives on in every corner of the city, her spirit intertwined with the very essence of Aleron. Her story continues to inspire, reminding us all that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope, and there is always a way. The city of Aleron was no longer forgotten but remembered, and that is the power of magic, courage, and the will to make a difference.